Hey, this is Scott Photography Bonsai. Recently I've been doing a lot of cleaning, sorting, getting rid of stuff, donating some stuff, also a little bit eBay and whatever else. Came upon this camera, Canon Powershot S200 Digital ELPH. This was my first decent digital camera, really the one that I learned the most on from the beginning. 2 megapixels, around 2003 or so I picked it up. Still works, so I charged the battery today and it's running. Probably do a video about this in the future. We'll see how it goes. But besides that, I've been thinking about the process of photography from the beginning. I do have the Instagram with photos from this camera in the beginning of the photo list. Of course, they're cropped to 1:1 ratio, what I'm trying to do with Instagram. But besides that, I think some of the nicest photos that I've taken in the past were with this camera. I really think it's about the situation more than the gear. So if you put yourself into a good situation and you find the angles, you find the composition that really works, you'll get what you want most of the time, regardless of the gear. Of course, different lenses, different focal lengths, the more tools that you have at your disposal, of course that will help a lot. But just at the base level, putting yourself in a good situation for the photo to happen is a big part of it, in my opinion. So besides that, I have this camera here. I also have this Pentax Optio Svi. I picked this one up in Japan, 2006. And just recently on Instagram, I've been posting some from this camera. But it works all right. A little more, I think it's 5 megapixel or so. Probably do a video on this. I'd have some batteries I haven't charged, but I assume they'll work all right. But pretty interesting. Those are the two that I kept. I did have a Fujifilm S5100 that some of those photos are on Instagram as well. In the lists, I post the camera that I took the photo with. Of course, it's cropped to 1:1 ratio, so it's not the full thing, but you get the idea if you're interested in checking those out. I'm also interested in your photography journey, your original cameras, some of the photos that you've taken. If you want to post a comment with a link to a gallery or something, I'll definitely check those out. In the future, I was thinking of interviewing photographers, probably local ones, of course, but anyone online. We could potentially do some type of Skype video thing. I have never tried it before, but I am interested. So maybe in the future, some videos will be about that. But we'll see how it goes. Just kind of thinking about the journey of first starting with this camera. I was doing landscape stuff, of course, and then also cosplay photography. Right from the beginning, I was doing the cosplay photos. I actually bought this slightly before my first convention. I think the main reason I saw one of the early cosplay photographers using something like this, and it was actually a better version of this camera. But I thought he had some nice photos, and I wanted to go with something that I knew had potential. At the time, of course, I didn't really know much of anything about photography besides the 2 other junky cameras that I'd used a little bit before then. Of course, my photos didn't turn out quite as good as I had hoped with those first conventions. But I learned on the way. I learned through failing for the most part. With the flash, auto mode will throw the flash out, and then you get the red eyes and everything else. But I have all those photos that I can look at and see how bad I did with that. It's pretty fun to look at the old stuff and see the progression of, okay, I learned this type of technique around this time period with this camera. And it's pretty fun to check out the old photos. Anyways, if you want to talk about this type of stuff, I'm interested in trying to do more about photography, about the process, about the journey of improving and always improving, not just the gear stuff. Of course, this is a little bit about gear, but still thinking about the process of learning and improving. So that's about it. Hope you found this interesting. I'm Scott from Photography Bonsai. Thanks. Just a side note, I got a power adapter for the Canon EOS Rebel SL2, if I can remember the name. Works well. I'm using it right now to film myself. Don't have to deal with batteries, so that's really great. Just plug it in. I can screw up as many times as I want with these videos, and it just works.